So welcome, Mila, in Nothing Conversation. It's a great joy to have you here.
Thank you. It's a joy for me too.
Lovely. Yeah, I wanted to invite you for so long, but we didn't manage to figure out the programs. Yeah, we know each other for some time, and yeah, I'm so glad that finally we managed to make this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're here now, so.
Yeah. So each time I'm just like wondering how to start, what to ask, and maybe to ask you something about the story, to bring you back into the story. How is your memory first?
Why do you ask me that?
I don't know.
Because I don't remember much things.
Yeah.
When it's necessary, I do so.
Okay, let me bring you back to the story. Let's say, how many years? 10 or a little or less?
What?
When did silence appear somehow? You tell me.
So I will not speak in cliches like, but silence is always here. When did it appear?
Yeah, just can you share? Did you looking for something? I'm not going to mention your age, but you're quite young. So 10 years ago, I can imagine you were just like
A baby.
not just a baby, but a small
A
girl.
toddler. Huh?
Did you looking for something?
Let me see. Yes and no. I was looking, but I didn't know I was looking. So it just happened by itself. Things came together to fulfill this wish. And yeah, when you have some desire, life happens so that it fulfills it, even if you know it or not know it, that is inside you. And yeah, this must have been always in me. So it just, without me consciously looking for it or making steps to find this, it just happened. Now, yes, okay, if you want me to go into details. Well, I would not say that this was the first time, but I think that this is the time that you are referring to, when I went to one retreat. So yeah, my sister told me, oh, let's go to this retreat. People say it's very cool and it changes your life forever. And we're like, oh. At that time, we were young and trendy and like, oh, let's go see this cool thing and our lives will be different. Well, they were different after that. In a crazy way, not what we expected, but yes, it happened like this. And this was the first time when I went to a place where I had to be silent. And nobody before told me that there is such thing as silence and that it's normal to be silent. Nobody spoke about this, what it is, just to be. And this was an amazing revelation for me at that time, because I remember when I was growing up, people were always asking me, if I don't speak or if I don't say anything, they ask me, what are you thinking? So it was like, you have to always think something, otherwise what's going on? You cannot just be quiet. And at this retreat, we had to be in silence for 10 days. And I said, oh, okay, whatever. And then there was just silence. Something that nobody spoke about, what it is to be silent. And as the days passed, my mind just disappeared because there was nothing to be engaged with. And this was a very surprising and beautiful and wonderful and very natural. I mean, I didn't do anything for it. I had nothing to do, nothing to think about, nobody to talk to, and you just, oh, look at that. So maybe if we spoke about it more, it would be natural for everybody, because it's not a science.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, you don't have to do anything for it. And this is literally. Because when you do things, you get further away from it. But when you don't do anything, it just, you see it.
So did you share with the facilitator of this retreat what happened or how things unfold then?
Well, I don't believe it's necessary to speak about the retreat and the facilitators, because we had a little misunderstanding at that time. And yeah, I tried to share because many things started to happen after this silence came. Just some things were moving inside and they were like changing. And I had to go to ask them. And they were surprised, telling that this is not, the retreat is not about this. So they asked, they said that this is not the point of it.
So you and your sister, just the retreat was finishing earlier for you, so you went home, and what was happened there?
Yes, we went. Well, we didn't go home straight away because we were far away from home. So we just went out without knowing anybody, knowing where to go. We just went to one city and we were standing in the street and, what should we do? Where should we go? And after this, after being in silence this whole time, when the perceptions become really fine, and then all of a sudden you go in one place when everything is loud and crazy, and it was like very, very crazy experience. Yeah, so just like this, things started to happen. We found a place to stay, just asking on the street people, hey, do you have a place to stay? And just everything. And then it was obvious that just things fall into place. You don't have to have a clear structure how they should happen. They happen regardless of you. You're not the manager of existence.
Can you say that it has always been like this? Is there such a feeling?
Like what?
That things just falling into place and everything's just happened without anyone managing?
Oh, yeah, if we believe that we make things happen, this is very silly, because we don't. It's just a coincidence that we think it happens, and then, oh, I did it, but not really.
So something happened there that, in the story something happened, but obviously didn't happen anything, and how life moves from then on.
Things happen, but also nothing happened. So they're both true. Something happened, but nothing ever happened. So we cannot dismiss the things that happened, but they didn't happen. Yes, and things just, I don't know, just like everybody's experience, things happen and you go with them. No, it's nothing extraordinary that happened. After this, just things move. They don't stop. They don't stop because, oh my God, no, you discovered something and now the world will stop for you. No, they just like, people just, there was this thought in my head, oh, will people notice and do something? So I was imagining, oh, they will look at me and smile or something, I don't know. But then no, just they're like, oh, they don't even look at me. They just go about their way, nothing special.
Is there a desire, an impulse to share and to save someone, people, I don't know, world?
Well,
was there a desire? I know that now there isn't, but was there a desire?
At the beginning, there was a very strong desire, but also a childish one, because when there was like this revelation in me, and there was also excitement, like we have to tell people, we have to show them, we have to, they don't know that this is possible, and they don't know that the way they're living is not so cool, actually. And there was like a lot of excitement, we have to do something, but then actually nobody wants to be saved. Nobody wants to hear these things. First of all, if you tell them, they start making fun of you or insult you. Most of them, not all of them. And at the end, there is nobody to be saved. And who is anybody to say these people need saving? Who is going to say that somebody needs to be saved? And you must be judging them, that what's happening with them is wrong and you know better, but who are you who knows better?
Exactly. So life goes on.
Like always. The planet does not stop.
Yeah. You look some, I don't know, not help, but something to prove this experience, or to, not to prove, but to, okay, prove is not the correct word, to explain, or to, because you didn't read anything, or you read a little bit, or you look here and there for some.
Yes, of course, it's natural that there was an impulse to see if anybody is speaking about this, or did I discover something that nobody knew? And no, actually, many people know about this, and it's a very normal thing. So yeah, I went to some teachers who were sharing the same thing that was seen, and yeah, for some time I was moving in this environment.
I thought you freezing, but you're just sitting like this. It's nice. And do you speak about this with your family?
Sorry?
Do you speak about this with your family or with your friends? Or I don't know, you have a partner?
Yes, not with all friends, because not everybody reacts nicely to it, understandingly. Yes, I did, and yeah, it's very normal. Then there was the experience that people understand this, they know this already. When I speak with them about this, they know it and they see it, and it's very beautiful. And also because also I've enjoyed a lot when speaking to people who have no background in spirituality and who are not seeking anything. And when we sit to speak about this, and they're like, yeah, that's actually true. So it's very natural. They recognize it very naturally. So it must be simple.
Yeah. Yeah, when there is no baggage, no intellectual taking from here and there. Apparently it is easier, but it's easier, I don't know for whom. It's very hard. Yeah. Because when I met you, I was always in this seeking pathway, I don't know. Although for me it was a short time comparison to any other. So I've heard, or I'm seeing all the time, 20, 30 years seeking. What would you say to those who are seeking so much years?
Well, actually, in truth, there is no end to seeking, in the sense of, there is no end to being. No, you cannot say, there came this day when I discovered it and it's finished. Now I don't seek anymore. Maybe there is not this active seeking, like you feel that you're missing something that you need to find.
That's what I meant. Yeah, this nervousness that something is not correct, something is lacking, you need to find something. Yeah, but exploring for sure is on its place.
Yeah, it is. It is the whole of existence. Is this movement to discovering yourself and experiencing yourself. Also, the very simple experiences like drinking water or going to work or having relationships. It's still also a way of experiencing yourself because everything is yourself. And what a marvelous thing! You know, you just so in everything you're just experiencing yourself in every shape, in shape and with shape and without shape, wherever you look. It's just beautiful, mysterious. There is no end to it. There is no destination. It's timeless. But if these people seek in this way, search in this way, then maybe they have to experience this for a while. To say that their seeking is the barrier to finding, and they cannot find it because they have created an idea of themselves, of somebody who misses something and is looking for it. And the moment they see that this is an illusion and they are identifying themselves with somebody who is seeking, then they drop it and realize, you know, oh wow, it's like they wake up. Maybe this happens, but maybe not. So who is to judge? What's the right thing?
Right. Yeah, true.
What's wrong with seeking for 50 years? If they enjoy it.
What do you read lately, or do you read at all?
I think I haven't read in a very long time. I've never liked to read books. I like books, fictionless books, like the story of somebody doing this and that. It's always been very difficult to stand it. But sometimes I do read some books, as I've told you. It's probably you expect me to say that I like to read books that are like a mirror, no, that are just simple to the point, and they just point you directly to the recognition of yourself. You open it, look at it, and it's like looking in a mirror, and you don't need much. It's just a sentence is enough. You know, many people they when they look for this to find themselves or so on, they get a lot of information. They're always looking for more books, more teachers, more talks, more videos, more this, more that, and it's never enough. But you know, it just one sentence is enough if you look. But if you have this tendency to always look for more and the next, this is perpetuating the search. No, you don't need that much. Or maybe people are not really savoring what is being offered to them, and they don't realize it. They're just superficially, okay, next teacher, next talk. But look at what you're given. This is enough. But maybe it is our culture of over consumption. We always want more. And we think the next one is better, the next talk will be better, the next retreat will be better. But since there is nowhere to go, how will the next be better?
I ran out of questions. It's just something here drops. Yeah. What should I ask? So I ask you about your memory. You don't have any good memory. What about? Let's look at some concepts. Maybe it will be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, because we used to talk about this. Now your life is actually between two countries, two places, and we spoke about this, like when you are in, let's say, the country A, it's like you've been there and nothing else exists. And
Yeah.
when you move to country B, it's absolutely the same. So can you share about this? Can you share? Is there a time in the real sense?
Well, depends where you're moving and what is to be done. If you are in a working environment, there is certainly time. If you have a deadline for something and your boss comes to you and you say, oh, but there is no time. Not in this case.
Yeah.
So moving this understanding to the practical things that happen and you have to participate in is not helping. So there is time and there is no time. And it is, the whole life is movement, is such a movement. Things appear to happen, but they don't happen. There appears to be time, but there is no time. It's just a dance of seeming things happening and nothing happening. And it is, both are the same and both are true. There is nothing to reject. So yes, you were saying this, that when for example, when I go to one country, like I live in 2 countries, for example, and I go to the other country, and when I go there, it's like, oh, but I've always been here. I've never been anywhere else. It's like, oh, so good that I came. Oh, I don't want to leave. And then when I go to the other country, it's like, oh, but I've always been here. It's like I never left. But this is because you're in the moment, you're present. Wherever you are, it's just this feeling of always being here. So you're always here, whatever the outside looks like.
Actually, there is no other place than here.
Well, that's true.
So how about let me see what can I ask you? How about emotions? Okay. Let's look at the emotions.
Yeah, emotions are good because many people have problems with emotions, especially on a spiritual search. They get confused because they believe that when I find myself, when I am self-realized or whatever the idea is, then I will be at peace all the time and there will be no problem and things will not bother me and there will be no emotions. And maybe they see something, they understand something, but then when an emotion comes, they think, oh, so there is an emotion and it is bad. I should not feel anything, or I should not feel negative emotions. And they get the idea, so I did not discover it yet. So I'm not there yet. And this emotion is standing in the way. And in this way, they are dividing themselves. And that's why they don't feel whole. They don't feel as their whole self, because they create an inner division in their experience in the moment, and then they get the illusion that they're not there yet. But this is not quite so, because emotions happen. It's like, it's like the clouds passing. You don't say, if I'm self-realized, there will be no clouds in the sky. Then you go out next day and it's raining and you say, oh, then I'm not self-realized because it's raining today. This is madness. Did you make it rain? Is it in your control that it rains? So it's not the thing in itself, but it is your experiencing of it. It is your relationship in a way with it. It is the way you perceive it and react to it. So if there are rain, if there is rain and you have no concept that the rain is bothering you, then there will be just rain. In the same way, if there is an emotion and you have no concept about it, if you should have emotion or not have emotion, if it's bad emotion or good emotion and so on, then there is just an emotion and there is no problem with it. Life happens. In a human being, there is experiencing in the body. There are the sensations, there are the feelings, there are the thoughts, and they happen. They don't stop happening. Why would life stop happening because of you? Because you're so great now, then life should stop happening. It doesn't care. It just happens. But who has a problem with it? Who has a problem with the emotion or the thought or the feeling? So discovering this deeper space within you is there is a change in your experiencing. There is no fight with what is happening. There is acceptance and just experience. So when emotions come, you just experience them. They're like happening in the space, in peace, in you. And they come and go. There is no problem with them. They're actually beautiful and enjoyable also, even the negative emotions. Why not?
That was very beautifully said. Yeah. Now I remember it when this belief was here, and actually you helped me a lot with this, because you just helped me to feel my sadness. Maybe you don't remember, but I
do, yeah.
Yeah, you helped me a lot to experience the sadness, the fullness of sadness. It was a mind-blowing experience, and I was just
And you realize there is no problem with the sadness.
none. So Mila gets angry, gets sad from time to time, nervous, happy, joyful.
Well, of course, there are feelings like, as I said, like today it shines, tomorrow it rains. It's like this right now. In April, we experienced it a lot now. One day it's 20 degrees, it's sunny, and you're like, oh, so great. The next day it snows, literally. Then what's that? So this happens. Emotions, in a way like this, they happen. Feelings, experiencing, but it's embraced. It's embraced in the space of yourself. Well, of course, emotions become less heavy. If you live in the ego idea of yourself, that you have a life, you have things happening to you, and it's you and life happening to you, and then you have your idea what should happen, your desires in your list, what should happen and what should not happen, and you live as this person who is happy when this happened and not happy when the other things happen. And then it's like you're in constant fight, that something happens and you get angry and you say, I am angry because this happened, and you just strengthen your identity and idea, and it's a constant fight with yourself and with life. So the two expressions are different. When there is not this idea of yourself, or it is not so firm, then things can happen, but your inner posture is different. It's not a fight. It's wisdom.
I just love the pause between these words, and I don't know. Yeah. I'm comfortable with the silence. It was not like this before, but yeah. Can you share about the silence? Something, I don't know. You enjoy being silenced by your own.
Silence is the most beautiful, because in silence everything disappears. You disappear, and this is wonderful. It's just so lovely for you to disappear. This is bliss. The only thing that is standing in the way of a person and happiness is the person. And when there is no person, then it's just something that nobody ever spoke about. Incredible. It's just so, so, so enjoyable. And natural. It is natural because, and why you don't have to search for it or look for it, because it happens by itself. When you stop doing everything, thinking everything, when you stop engaging yourself with things, it is just here. So you actually have to make a lot of effort not to see it. It's the opposite, it needs effort and action to run away from it. Because when you don't run away, it's just here. So the conclusion would be that this is natural, this is normal, this is what life intends.
Yeah, and when we are looking at the young children or animals, it's just like there's nothing there to own's life or to.
And they're happy, right? And you can see the love. You know, I had this theory that why people want children. Many people think that my life has no meaning if I don't have children. And then they get into it, okay, I have to have one more children, one more, and then grandchildren and so on. Because they crave for this silence, this love, and this joy, and they see it in the child. And they think in order to have this, to experience it, to see it, I have to make a child.
Very interesting theory, yeah. Yeah. When you mention meaning and purpose, maybe I should ask you about this. Do you have a purpose in your life, Mila? A goal to achieve?
Well, what goal can I have separate from life? If I have separate goal from life's goal, that what the life's intention is and the way it is moving, then who will I be to fight the flow of things? But there is also the place for goals, in the sense that if you have to move your house, you move to another country or something, you have to have like a short-term goals, like, okay, I have to do this and this and this and this. No, there is the play of that. There is the play of time and change in yourself as the person. There is the play of goals, of things happening, but also these goals are inspired by what life's goals are, and they're not separate from you.
Now that you mention your theory about the children, and I I remember when there is this feeling that something is lacking. I guess each person is experienced this from, I don't know what age, but there was a feeling here, maybe in social conditioning as well. I don't know, that I should become a mother, and this feeling of something lacking or something missing will be dissolved, let's say. And I was thinking, like, oh, I should become a mother. I should have a baby. And when that happened, yeah, the initial, let's say, 1 year or 2, of course, I just love my child, but gradually I just come to understand that it's not it. I still feel this lacking inside, and just is not it. Yeah.
Yes, and it is dangerous. For this concept is very dangerous, that that my life will have meaning if I have a child. It is actually selfish, Because, okay, you make the child, but what will it make then after this? What will it do? Then it will be in the same situation. What will my meaning in life be? So if you create a life because your life has no meaning, it's not very, very kind to the new life you're bringing.
Yeah, true. So true. And sometimes I just felt this compassion, or for, I don't know, in the beginning was for my child, but afterwards for all the children that are conditioned. What to do, really?
But
What
also a child is very beautiful because it teaches you wisdom, compassion, and selflessness. It's a very valuable experience. You can see people who have children, how very different they are from the people who don't have children. There is openness in them, there is selflessness, there is care for the other, not for themselves only. And there is compassion. It also teaches a person very valuable qualities.
I don't know what to ask, really. Let me think. Let me think what to ask. Ask you about reading. What about? Do you believe in something? What about some? I don't know. Do you have any background in Christianity or any of these? I'm not going to ask you, is there a God? Because I don't want to go there. But do you have any background? I don't know. Do you feel anything, whatever?
Well, there is truth in everything. What to say?
And how do you spend, I don't know, the days?
Well,
Well,
whatever.
whatever.
Do I hear
Do I
myself
hear?
in the? Yeah, I do. I hear an echo.
Now it's okay.
And now
I'm
not. It was very short, but when I speak, I hear myself speaking in your room. Well, yeah, things happen. Whatever there is during the day. Yeah, my day is very easy going, but it also can be not easy going. So I've always been the type of the character that wants to have freedom in every day, not to have to live up to certain expectations and conditions. I've always loved freedom. And it's wonderful to be able to be spontaneous. You just not have to decide. You just decide in the moment.
Yeah. This is also my type of freedom. If there is a freedom, maybe this is. Yeah, sometimes it's necessary just to decide something, of course. But
But it is also, it's also, life can be very interesting, because when you are very present and not living through concepts, then you see that it's like a game, it's like a puzzle. You wake up and something appears in front of you that you have to follow, and you don't know where it's leading you. You are in the moment and see, okay, you have to do this now, and you, oh, it's like a game, like somebody wrote the game for you with the steps and you don't know the next step, and then you're given the step now and it's like so excited. Oh, okay, I do this now, let's see what comes. This is very probably how children see things, everything like so playful and interesting, like they have no clue, it's just so fresh, everything. And that's a very light way of seeing things. And if we are really empty of our ideas, we're going to see that it happens like this. Something comes out of nowhere and you follow it and you don't know where it leads. It's like the next step, you see the next step, and the next step, you see the next step. It's like a little adventure.
Yeah. There is no program in advance.
I feel people miss this spontaneity and this freshness. They get bored in their lives, and they have this structure in their mind, who they are and what their life is like and what's going to happen tomorrow, and that's why they don't feel good. They want something different. There's something is missing, because they live in the cage of their own ideas of what life is and what's going to happen, and they miss this way of seeing things fresh.
If you have any advice for those who are seeking, what would it be? Who are seeking, let's say, a better life, or I don't know, fulfillment, or
oh yeah, this is good, what they're seeking exactly and what is the situation. Because here, if you're seeking, for example, to make more money, then there will be different advice. Okay, find a job, for example.
start with a job. That's good. Otherwise, it will be difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, for those who are seeking, because this conversation will be uploaded on a channel where there are people who are seeking or watching or are drawn to this subject, let's say.
Oh, then that's wonderful. Congratulations. Welcome. That's very good. They have to be very happy. Very happy. This is wonderful. It's amazing. How did they come here? What brought them? That's very, very beautiful. And they should be really happy that they are into this topic and that they are curious about this. They are lucky. And that they're starting to see clearly and with wisdom that, okay, things are not working the way I told before. This idea of me being a person and fighting for things and living through concepts and ideas is not really working. Good, that's wonderful. Because many people don't look in this direction. They continue to fight with life, with themselves, and they don't know what's wrong. They strive for a better thing, but it never happens, because it's always somewhere in the future in something different that will not come. So it's good that they see this way of thinking and living is not working for what they're looking for. It's not working to be happy, to be at peace, to feel love, to be free, to be yourself, to be natural. And this is wonderful. And they should know that it's good, because also people, when somebody looks in this way, many people would say, okay, you're crazy, what are you doing, why are you doing this, you're stupid. They make fun of them, or they insult them, or they don't believe them, or they cast them away, and they feel alone, like, oh my god, maybe I'm really wrong to be thinking about this. I've had many people telling me that I'm not right, and when they're more than you, like it's a group of many people tell you, all of them look at you strange and crazy, and you're like, oh my god. Well, and there is the natural wish in a human being that they want to belong, because also it's from evolution. You need to survive. Before, you had to belong to the tribe. If you don't belong, then you have to be on your own. Then animals might kill you, and you will not find food. So you have this intuitive feeling that you want to belong. And in such situation, when everybody is against your seeking, then you start to think maybe they're right. Or you try to change because they don't like you, you don't belong. So it's good that they're in this environment where they can see that what they're doing is right, it's good. They're not crazy.
Yes, we all can relate one another. It's, yeah, like you mentioned, it's mirroring all the time.
Yeah. So I don't think they should beat themselves up, for example, if they're seeking for 30, 40 years, or if they don't find anything. It's not a big deal because there's nothing to find, so don't worry.
Everything's fine. Yeah, I remember when we used to speak about this yet, and you said, so it's not a big deal. It's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah. It is for everyone, not only for the chosen one. There are no chosen. Now the question is coming like, when we are going to see each other in person live. Maybe next month or after 2 months, or we'll see. Yeah, this is coming like, when?
It's a lot of fun always. When I look at you like this, there is no distance.
No, it's absolutely the same when we didn't see each other, let's say for a couple of months, or I don't know. And it's like we didn't see each other for a day or an hour, or I don't know, for a while. Let me see how much time do we have. I cannot see here, I don't know why. Just a second. Sorry, this is not very professional, but I'm yeah. But look at this, all these happenings with these conversations. It's a total, I don't know what to say, miracle.
What is a miracle?
Everything.
No, it's actually very nice that you're so that the interviews with you are so like easygoing, and they're not so stiff, and you have everything together. It's nice, like people feel relaxed.
Oh, I hope so. I don't know. It's just joy here, and I hope there is joy also there. Or
it's innocent. This is very lovely. There is this natural innocence and lightness. So it's also reflecting the qualities that we're speaking about.
Yeah, it's like the third time that the word mirror came into mirror. So this is mirrors, that's the name of my show.
Yeah.
Maybe you can also be my guest live. Do you feel like you wish to, I don't know, to speak or share some questions, or maybe next month? We'll see how it goes, and how do you feel. But
Yeah, well, if people want, of course, if there are people who want to have a live meeting like this, I'll be very happy. But if nobody wants, then I mean, there's no point.
We can make another conversation. just the two of us. Well, I guess this is a beautiful end to this nothing conversation with Mila. I'm going to stop recording now.